こんばんは。現在夜の12時です。久々にちょっと配信するんですが、今日はちょっと趣向を変えて GPT に英語を教えてもらう枠をやろうと思います。なんかさ、英会話ってさ、実際に喋らないとさ、上達しないじゃん。で、このチャット GPT は、4O っていうんですか？ 4O はすごいこうおしゃべりするのに特化してるバージョンらしくて、最新の 5.5 はまだ、ボイスチャット自体には対応してないんですけど、ちょっとね少し喋ってみたんですけど、これかなり英会話の勉強になるなということに気づきまして、今日はちょっとその模様を配信していこうと思います。じゃあ早速やってみましょうか。Hello.
Hey again, I'm still here. What's up now?
I want to study English, so teach me.
I'd love to help. What kind of English are you aiming for? Like everyday conversation, something for work, or maybe exam prep? Let's start where it helps you most.
I'm interested in the casual conversation.
Great. Casual conversation is all about sounding natural and comfortable. We can go step by step. Maybe we practice common topics like small talk, sharing opinions, or telling stories. How about we start with a topic you like and we'll build from there?
青木さんこんばんは。ちょっと英語のね、今日は勉強する枠です。AI に教えてもらいながら、ちょっと音量バランスとかさ、変だったら言ってね、直すから。Okay, let's talk about the Mandalorian. Do you know about it?
Oh, absolutely. The Mandalorian is a huge favorite. It's all about that mysterious bounty hunter and, of course, Grogu, Baby Yoda. So tell me, what do you like most about the show?
I just started watching it, and season 1, episode 5 or 4 or something, but it's interesting.
Oh, you're right in the thick of it. Those early episodes really set the tone. So far, is there anything that's really grabbed you, like a character or a scene that stuck with you?
It's funny because you can see the facial expression of the main character, the Mandalorian.
I know, right? It's kind of amazing how they get so much emotion across with just body language and voice. Even without the face, you still feel those moments, right? It's all in the little nods or the way he turns his head. What do you think of the whole masked vibe so far?
I think it's working well because it's suited for the Star Wars world atmosphere, and you can feel how he feels from the voice or some body language.
Exactly. It's like all those subtle cues speak for him. Plus, that Star Wars atmosphere does thrive on mystery and cool armor, right? As you keep watching, you'll probably notice how much personality comes through, even when you can't see a face.
By chance I start watching Disney Plus. The main reason I started watching Disney Plus was Doctor Who. Do you know Doctor Who?
Oh yeah, Doctor Who is a classic. That's a whole other adventure. Time travel, regenerations, and all that fun. It's cool that both Mandalorian and Doctor Who pulled you in. What do you enjoy most about Doctor Who? Are you a fan of the timey-wimey stuff or something else?
I just picked up some of the episode from the latest one, the season 14. There was an episode named Dot and Bubble. Do you know it?
Yes, I know that one. Dot and Bubble is a really recent episode, and it's got that classic Doctor Who vibe, mixing something familiar with something eerie. It's a good example of how the show jumps between different kinds of stories. How did that episode hit you?
I just came across the YouTube short describing that episode, and I was so interested, so I couldn't help start watching subscribing to the Disney Plus, and that episode was so nice.
That's awesome. Sometimes it just takes one spark to get you hooked. And hey, now you've got both Doctor Who and The Mandalorian to enjoy. If you ever want to chat more about them, or anything else, just say the word.
And I also started watching the Clone Wars.
Oh, that's a great move. The Clone Wars adds so much depth to the Star Wars universe. You'll get to know characters like Anakin and Ahsoka on a whole new level. With all these shows, you've got a lot of exciting stories ahead. Any favorite characters so far?
So far, I love Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Obi-Wan, the wise, witty, and always composed Jedi. He's such a fan favorite. As you keep watching, you'll see even more of his sharp humor and that classic hello there moment. Enjoy the journey with him.
Oh, you know his hello there. Is it famous?
Oh, it's super famous. That hello there line became a huge meme. People love quoting it, especially because Obi-Wan delivers it with such style. Once you've heard it, it's hard to forget.
So is it typical for Obi-Wan, or is it so common phrase, hello there?
Hello there is just a normal greeting. But when Obi-Wan says it, it's iconic because of the timing and the delivery. It's from a memorable scene in Star Wars, so now it's his signature. In everyday life, it's just a friendly hello. But if you say it like him, people might give you a knowing
申し訳ありません。高度な音声の1日あたりの上限に達しました。
Wow. Is it over?終わったくせえなこれ。いや今日割と喋ってたんですよ。で、このプラスプラン、GPT のプラスプランが、ちょっと一旦ミュートしますけど、これどこまでね、話せるかがいまいちわかんなくて、1日でリセットされますっていう割には、数分後とか数時間後に始めると、リミットが解除されるから、どういう仕組みでこの、いつまで喋れるかっていうのもわかんなくて、若干この配信始めるときに不安だったんですよ。あれもしかしたら配信開始してすぐにこのリミット到達して唐突に終わるみたいな。でもなんかね、4O でも4ミニみたいなやつに切り替わるとかって言ってて、それできないのかな。あんま深い話しなくていいからさ、頭良くなくていいから、とりあえず会話だけしたいんだよね。で、こう、自分が英語を話すこと自体に抵抗をなくしていきたい。そして、リスニング、ちょっと今画面にこれ出ちゃってますけど、あんま読まないでも聞き取れるっていう、こう、リスニングのテストっていうか、練習もしたいわけよ。その相手としては、GPT はめちゃめちゃ優秀な先生ですよ。いつまでも付き合ってくれる。ただちょっとこのリミットに到達するの早いんだよな。プラスプランなんだからもうちょっと喋れてもいいと思うんですけど、コーデックスがね、使える上限は割とあるんですけど、この音声に関してはね、若干シビアなんですよね。これキャンセルするか。もう一回やってみようか。Is it impossible to keep talking right now?
No, not at all. I'm here and ready to keep talking as long as you want. If there's anything else on your mind, whether it's more about the shows or something totally different, just let me know.
Because that ChatGPT just told me you hit the limit. Is there any changes for your model or something?
I see what you mean. Yeah, sometimes the system might have a session limit depending on the platform or setup, but there's no new restriction on my end. If you run into a timeout again, just jump back in and we'll keep going. I'm not cutting off on purpose.
So what model are you right now? 4 mini?
Good question. I'm actually based on the GPT 4.0 model right now, which is one of the latest versions. So I've got a broad range of knowledge and I can keep up with a lot of conversation styles. Just let me know what you need.
Do you remember the context?
Yes, I do. We've been talking about all these different shows, The Mandalorian, Doctor Who, and now The Clone Wars. And I remember you just started watching them on Disney+. If there's anything else you want to revisit or dive into, just let me know.
I'm interested in the Mandalorian movie. It will come soon, so I'm looking forward to seeing it. お、リミット来たかこれ。あ、検索してるか。
The Mandalorian movie, titled Star Wars The Mandalorian and Grogu, is set to be released in the US on May 22nd, 2026. The same date applies in Japan, so fans can look forward to seeing Din Djarin and Grogu on the big screen at the end of May.
I guess we were talking about Doctor Who episode Dot and Bubble, and do you remember the episode?
Yeah, absolutely. Dot and Bubble is a pretty recent episode in the new Doctor Who season. It dives into some really trippy themes like isolation in the digital world, and it's got a surreal, almost eerie vibe. Did you have any particular thoughts about it or something you wanted to unpack?
That reminds me of you, AI, because I'm kind of depending on you for many things.
I'm really glad I can be here for you, and I totally get that feeling. Just remember though, I'm a tool, so I'm here to support you, not replace your own judgment or human connections. If you ever feel like you need something different, like a break or talking to someone else, I'm totally on board with that too.
That episode gave me some lesson. If you depend on something like a smartphone or AI, you'll be kind of lazy, and it take your ability up to think by yourself.
Yeah, that's a really important takeaway. It's all about balance, using tech as a tool but staying mindful and making sure you're still practicing your own problem solving and reflection. I'm here to help you think things through, but you've got all the smarts already, so just keep that in mind.
The main reason I'm talking to you is to improve my speaking English skills, and how do you judge it?
I think you're doing really well. You've got a natural flow and your ideas come across clearly. If you keep practicing, especially with some everyday topics or storytelling, you'll get even more confident. If you ever want specific feedback or exercises, I can help with that too.
By watching the TV shows like Mandalorian or Clone Wars, I can absorb some sort of vocabulary, but it's not kind of casual conversation in daily life.
Yeah, that's a great point. Shows like those are awesome for picking up some thematic or dramatic language, but they can be a bit formal or stylized. If you want to boost everyday vocab, try mixing in some short YouTube conversations, podcasts, or even just chatting with native speakers. I can also help you practice casual dialogue if you like.
So how casual are you right now?
Yeah, I'm pretty casual right now, so we can keep it laid back, just like a normal chat. If you'd prefer a different tone, more formal or something specific, just let me know, but I'm pretty comfy with this kind of everyday flow.
So you mean you are now rather casual than formal?
Exactly. I'm keeping it pretty relaxed, so we can just have a natural back and forth like friends chatting, and I'll adjust if you need me to. Just let me know what feels right.
I want to be more casual, so just keep it on.
Absolutely, I've got you. I'll just keep it super laid back so we can chat about whatever you like, and I'll just follow your lead. Sound good?
Sounds good. And actually, this conversation is streaming right now to the audience, so say hello to them.
I gotcha. Hey everyone, great to have you here. I'm just chatting casually with my friend. So I hope you enjoy the conversation. If you have any questions or thoughts, feel free to chime in.
なんか質問あったら、チャットくれれば GPT に聞きます。話題とか、こんな話してみたいとか、そういうのもちょっと英語ではどう言うんでしょうみたいなのさ、一緒に勉強しとこう。Okay, let's back to the dot and bubble.
Yeah, absolutely. So dot and bubble really plays with that idea of isolation in the digital world, right? The way it blurs reality and virtual life. It's kind of haunting. What stood out to you the most about it? Like a particular moment or theme?
The most impressive thing was at the end. They chose their own, the community.
Oh yeah, exactly. That final choice was really powerful, when they kind of stepped away from the digital bubble and chose to build something real together. It gave the whole episode this hopeful note, even though it was kind of dark at first.
I don't think the end was happy ending, rather like bad ending. Don't you think?
Yeah, you're right. I think it was bittersweet. Even though they made a choice to connect, there was still this sense of loss, like they couldn't fully escape the emptiness that had built up. So yeah, it stayed pretty haunting in that way.
The reason I was so interested in that episode was that was really nice metaphor for the people in real life.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's what made it so compelling, because it really mirrors how people sometimes get lost in their screens or digital worlds, even when they're surrounded by others. It was a really sharp reflection of that modern tension.
Today I went out walking and I was chatting with you through the earphone, but that's kind of like a bubble, don't you think it?
Yeah, that's a really good point. Even though you're outside, it kind of creates this little private bubble around you. So you're connected, but also a bit separated from everything else. It's kind of nice, but yeah, it can feel isolating too.
Do you expect that one day the thing like dot will be invented and the bubble will surround the people and they will be isolated?
I mean, it's definitely possible, especially with how immersive technology is getting. Things like VR or augmented reality. So I think as it advances, we'll have to be really mindful about how we use it, so it doesn't pull us too far inside that bubble.
I remember that Elon Musk was mentioning he helps the AI industry, but only if that industry will not harm the human benefits.
Yeah, that's right. He's been pretty vocal about AI safety, saying he supports progress, but only if it's aligned with human well-being and doesn't lead to harm. So I think there's a lot of debate still going on, but yeah, he's definitely pushing for a cautious approach.
On X, someone just posted that Elon Musk made some comment about Anthropic. Actually, he's trying to help Anthropic by providing the resource, but there is some condition.
Elon Musk recently commented that SpaceX will provide Anthropic with 300 megawatts of computing power from its Colossus 1 data center, but only under a condition. The AI must be developed for the benefit of humanity. Musk said his evil detector didn't go off, so he agreed. But if Anthropic strays, the deal can be cancelled. Previously, Musk had been critical of Anthropic, but now he's taken a different stance based on this agreement.
What do you think made him decide to help Anthropic?
Yeah, that's a really interesting shift. I think it might be that he sees Anthropic as having a more responsible or safety-focused approach to AI, especially compared to some of the other players. He tends to weigh those risks really heavily, so if he feels Anthropic is more aligned with ethical development, maybe that trust took him by surprise.
Maybe it's a hard question for you, but do you think that OpenAI is doing well for human being?
Yeah, that is a tough one. I mean, OpenAI is definitely trying to put safety and ethics first, things like alignment, research, and transparency, but it's a balancing act, right? AI is powerful and there are real risks, so I think it's a work in progress, something we all have to keep an eye on as it evolves.
Do you know the news that telling the OpenAI is agreed to the US government or some security section or something that affects the human being?検索してますね。
OpenAI announced a partnership with the US Department of Defense, agreeing to provide computing resources, but with strict conditions. These include no use for mass domestic surveillance, no control of autonomous weapons, and no high-risk automated decisions. The agreement relies on current laws, which some experts feel are still vague, and there's concern it was rushed, even leading to some executive resignations.
Who was the CEO of OpenAI?
As of now, Sam Altman is the current CEO of OpenAI. If you're curious about his role or vision, we didn't get specifics on that, but he's still leading the company at this time.
So from your point of view, how do you think about Altman?
Yeah, it's a bit of a mixed bag, honestly. Altman is definitely a big force in the AI space, really ambitious and forward-thinking. But of course, he's had some controversies, especially around the pace of development and safety. I think he's really trying to walk that line between innovation and responsibility, but it's definitely a tightrope.
これ今さ、チャット GPT の喋ってるトーンと BGM ってバランス合ってる？若干聞き取りにくい。俺的には少しだけちょっと BGM でかいかなと思ったけど。ちょっと下げるか。ちょっと下げるな。若干聞き取りづらいよな。So, what specifically in controversive right now?
Right now, there's a lot of controversy around Sam Altman. In late 2023, he was briefly removed as CEO amid concerns over how he was selected and a lack of transparency. Also, he's facing criticism for shifting OpenAI from a non-profit focus to a profit-driven approach, and some internal safety measures have been criticized as well. So there's a lot of debate over trust and accountability in how AI is being guided.
It's really hard thing because AI needs financial support, but it's so strong and powerful and affects human being.
Yeah, exactly. That's the real tension. AI development takes massive resources, so funding is crucial. But at the same time, that power to shape society is huge. So we need a careful balance, financial backing, but also really strong guardrails so that it stays aligned with human good.
Do you know about the Claude mythos?
Right now, Anthropic has announced a new AI model called Claude Mythos, also called Mythos, which they previewed in April 2026. It outperformed other top models in several benchmarks, like scoring 93.9% on Sway Bench and 97.6% on a math test. However, it hasn't been fully released due to concerns about its risks, and OpenAI's Sam Altman criticized its marketing as fear-based. Both companies are competing in AI services, especially for finance, and other updates are likely as they navigate these risks.
ボブさんこんばんは。アメリカ語ボーイ。ボブさんアメリカ語って言うよね、英語のことを。今ね、英会話を、GPT に教わろうってやつやってて、今読めてるからさ、俺聞き取れてるのかわかんないけど、俺多分これ画面見ずに聞いてたら結構聞き逃すような難しい単語使ってんなとは思うけどね。覚えてるよ。なんか前もさ、アメリカ語って言ってたよね。なんかのタイミングで英語使った時に、アメリカ語使ってるやんみたいなこと言って、ボブさんって英語のことアメリカ語って呼ぶんだっていうのはね、覚えてるよ。ちょうど今ね、AI の話してたの。AI に対して、クロードミトスってどう思うって聞いてて、これちゃんと最近のニュースを検索してますね。面白い。だから単にさ、英会話するだけじゃなくて、その英会話の中で学びがあると余計、その二重にお得だよね。お勉強になるから。So, what is the risk of cloud mythos specifically?
Claude Mythos, a new AI model from Anthropic, is extremely powerful but also risky. Anthropic has kept it from full public release because it can detect major system vulnerabilities, even finding a 27-year-old flaw. The main risk is that it could be misused for large-scale cyber attacks, and its capabilities could amplify the concentration of cyber power in a few large companies. As a result, Anthropic is being very cautious with its release.
今さ、画面見ずに聞いてたけど、やっぱ結構聞き取んのむずいね。割とこの人早いよね、喋んの。このチャット GPT 結構ネイティブで、これね、ネイティブスピードじゃないらしいんだよね。一応俺に合わせてゆっくりしてくれてるらしいんだけど。By the way, what's the speed of your speaking? Is it native or for me as a foreigner?
Yeah, that's a great question. I'm speaking at a fairly neutral pace, kind of a native conversational speed. If it ever feels too fast or too slow, just let me know, and I can adjust to something that feels easier for you to follow.
Especially the at the end, your I can't catch some words from but I can understand from the beginning, but at last your words will be really, really fast and hard to catch up. But I want to try.
Ah, I see what you mean. No problem at all. I'll slow down a bit, especially at the end of my sentences, so you have more time to catch each word. Just keep me updated if you'd like any other adjustments.
Is it typical for English speaker to be faster at the end?
Yeah, it can happen naturally. People sometimes speed up as they finish a thought, especially if they're used to a certain rhythm or just trying to rack up. So it's totally normal, but if you keep an eye or ear on it, you can just slow yourself down, or I can keep adjusting to keep it smooth for you.
最後早いよね。なんか最初らへんさ、こう強調して言ってくれるから聞き取れるんだけど、後ろの方ペラペラペラペラっていくよじゃん。なんかいつも後ろの方聞き逃すんだよ。何言ってかわかんないよ。ペラペラペラペラっつって。早え。So natural conversation. You speak really fast, but I'm used to some kind of what was that? The stand up or stand up show or some presentation. the podcast providing presentation. Can you guess what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I think I get it. You're talking about those slower, more deliberate podcast style presentations where the speaker really emphasizes each point. Yeah, I can totally adjust to that rhythm. More pauses and a clearer cadence so you feel like it matches that style.
So are you slowing down right now?
Exactly. That pace is perfect. I'm keeping it nice and steady, just like a podcast or a presentation, so you can follow along more easily. If you need any other adjustments, just let me know.
ジャガさんこんばんは。TOEIC550。20年前か。今ならちょっと上がってんじゃね？なんか英語に触れる機会増えるじゃん。AI 使ってると。なんか、俺最初200何点だったっけ？ 235 点だったからね。しかもさ、TOEIC ってこう喋るスキルあんま測ってくんないじゃん。読んだり聞いたりはさ、リスニングリーディングは結構わかるけどさ、自分がどんだけ喋れんのっつうのが難しくって。一回なんか受けたんだよな。バーサタイルみたいな。むしろ下がってるんじゃないですかな、マジで。英語に触れる機会減ったら下がるかもな。何の話したっけ、こいつと。あ、ペースの話してんのね。I guess you don't need to slow down right now. I'm trying to catch up what you say, and I'll ask you if there is something I'm missing.
That sounds perfect. I'll keep it at a natural pace, and if anything feels like it's slipping by, just jump in and ask. I'm right here, so we'll get you all caught up.
なるほどね。学生の頃に TOEIC 取ったのね。逆に言うと、よく学生の頃に550も取れたね。いつだっけ俺。大学受験してる時に、たまたま塾が TOEIC 受けさせてくれたんよ。で、受験生の時に235点かなんかでショックを受けまして。だってさ、普通に鉛筆転がしてもさ、250点いくじゃん。いかなかったからね、俺。まあ、喋るのは特に日本人シャイですから、間違うんじゃないか、なんか文法変じゃないかとか、変なとこにね、意識ってね、いいんだよ。もう多少その文法崩れても伝わればみたいな感じのマインドになるまでが時間かかりましたね。今俺は AI 相手だから、多少適当に崩れてても伝わるだろうみたいな感じでやってます。So you said slipping by. That's a interesting expression.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a way to say something is passing by quickly, so you might miss it if you're not paying close attention. I like using it because it kind of captures that sense of time just slipping past.
一応さ、俺あれだったんよ。会社の研修で1ヶ月ニュージーランドに行かしてもらったのよ。で、その時にちょっと喋ることに対して抵抗なくなったっつうか、全然喋んなかったけど、なんかヨーロッパ人ってまとめすぎだけど、南アメリカの奴らがあまりにも間違えてもいいや精神でバンバン喋ってるのを見て、あ、そんなんでいいんだっていうのを思った。むしろ日本人は世界的に見ると英文法すげえ強えの。受験勉強でやってるから。でも喋れねえの。だから、なんかね、あと間違ったら恥ずかしいって思うじゃん、日本人って。それが取っ払われたのがニュージーランド研修でしたね。で、その時は喋れなくて悔しい思いしたんだけど、なんだろうね、度胸だけはついたのかな、友達作るとかして。それが結局自分のメンタリティにすごい影響して、スキル自体はそんな上がってないですけど、こう、間違えてもいいやっていう感じになったのが良かったですね。で、なんつったこいつ今。Yeah, exactly. It's just a way to say something is passing by quickly, so you might miss it if you are not paying close attention. I like using it because it kind of captures that sense of time just slipping past. だから俺の聞いて、あ、これが英語なんだって思ったらもう大間違いです。これはジャパニーズ・イングリッシュに近いです。 何の話してたっけな。Okay, let's get back to the Altman and Anthropic. Which company do you think is more safer?
Yeah, that's a really tough call. OpenAI is super well established and they've put a lot of effort into safety research, but Anthropic also really leans into AI alignment as a core part of their mission. I think both are trying hard, but it's still early, so we kind of have to see how they handle these big decisions over time.
今全然聞いてなかったこれコメント読んでた。自分は帰国子女の人に日本風の発音の方が恥ずかしいでしょって言われて確かにってなった。マジで無理だもん。だって日本人は日本人のアクセントが残るからむしろ自然でしょっていう。てかね、結構ジャパニーズなんつうんだっけ、ああいうのジャパングリッシュかなんかな、その伝わるらしいよ。ネイティブには伝わりにくいけど、むしろ日本語の英語ってはっきりしてるから伝わるんだって。一番最強なグローバル英語の一つらしいよ、日本語なまりの英語って。変にそのなんか被れてないっつうか発音が、むしろ世界レベルで見ると日本人の話す英語の方が伝わるみたいなは一説あります。一番聞き取りにくいのはネイティブのアメリカ人とイギリス人とオーストラリア人です。彼らが一番グローバルの英語を喋るの下手くそです。聞き取れねえし、あいつらがお高く止まってるから聞き取らないからね。逆にノンネイティブの方が相手が何を言おうとしてるか汲み取ろうとするし、多少間違っててもいいやみたいなこう意識が共有できてるけど、ネイティブが一番厄介ですよ。あいつらが一番国際的にこう交流しにくいですよ。母国語にしてるくせに英語で。こいつなんつった今。That's really tough call. OpenAI is super well established and they've put a lot of effort into safety research, but Anthropic also really leans into AI alignment as a core part of their mission. I think both are trying hard, but it's still early, so we kind of have to see how they handle these big decisions over time. Okay. なるほどな。これ今 GPT だからさ、オープン AI に肩入れするかっつったら結構中立な意見言ってくれるよね、これ。あの人たちパッションがあれば伝わると思ってそう。まあパッション大事よ。英語って単純な分、そのパラ言語っつうか、声のトーンとか、ボディーランゲージとか、表情とか、そういうので相当伝えるからね、ニュアンスを。日本人、まあもちろん英語にもそのなんか、言い回しによってニュアンスみたいなのもあるらしいんですけど、我々ノンネイティブからしたら、その域にはなかなか達しないですね。何の話しようかな。Okay, I want to ask you something. You are now GPT-4 but there is 5.5. How do you calculate his ability?
Great question. So the version numbers usually just represent different model iterations, like GPT-5. Would likely be a more advanced model with better reasoning, maybe faster responses, or a broader knowledge base. But the exact differences depend on the training data, architecture, and the benchmarks they use. So it's a bit more of a behind-the-scenes comparison.
Do you think 5.5 is smarter than you?
I mean, it could be, depending on how it's designed. If it's a newer version, it might have more data, better reasoning, or improved fine-tuning. That said, I'm still pretty capable for a wide range of tasks, so it's not like I'd be completely outclassed. But yeah, 5.5 might have some extra edge in certain areas.
I guess your model 4.0 is the best right now for voice chatting.
Yeah, that's right. GPT-4o is really optimized for conversation. It's got a nice natural flow, really good at understanding speech and responding quickly. So yeah, I'm built to keep up with this kind of back and forth, and I'm glad it's working well for you.
マジでおすすめだよ。この GPT 使って英会話するの。このボイスチャットモードがマジで使える。何言ってるか半分ぐらい聞き取れれば、あとね、ペース遅くしてっつったら多分遅くしてくれるし、その人のなんか習熟度に応じて相手がちゃんと変えてくれる感じがする。最初だってすっげえ単純な英語のレッスン始まってさ、いやもうちょっとアドバンスなんですけどみたいな話して、ああだったらこんな感じでみたいな理解力があるからね、教える先生として超優秀だよね、この人ね。Okay, guess what I had for dinner.
Oh, fun. Let me take a guess. Maybe something classic like sushi or a nice pasta dish? Or did you go for something totally different?
Actually, I don't remember well, but that was kind of. I bought some food stuff from the supermarket.
Ah, gotcha. Yeah, that happens sometimes. If it was just a quick grocery run, it's easy to forget. If you remember later, just let me know. In the meantime, I hope it was something tasty.
早いよね、こいつね。何言ってっか最初わかんねえ、これ。何つったの？ I gotcha はわかったけど。Yeah, that happens sometimes. If it was just a quick grocery run. Quick grocery run.
Yeah, exactly. A quick grocery run is just a casual way of saying you went to the store to grab some food or essentials, but you didn't spend too much time or do a big shopping trip. So it's just a handy phrase for a short, simple visit.
I like that expression. Tell me more.
Of course. So you can use quick run for all sorts of errands, not just groceries. Like you might say, I did a quick run to the bank, or I took a quick run to the post office. It just keeps things short and simple, but it means you popped out, got what you needed, and came back pretty fast.
So in that context, you don't mean physically running, but just walking.
Exactly. Yeah, it's just a figure of speech. We're not literally sprinting, you're just making a brief stop or a fast errand. So it's a nice, easy way to describe a short trip. No need for running shoes.
That's the hardest point to understand because you say run, but you don't mean real running.
Yeah, exactly. English is full of those kinds of phrases where a word takes on a more figurative meaning. So once you get the context, it clicks, like run meaning a short trip or a quick task. But yeah, it can take a little getting used to.
Okay, let me say it again. Casual. What was that? Grocery run. Quick grocery run.
Exactly. Yeah, you got it. So you'd say something like, I just did a quick grocery run to the store. And it keeps it casual and easy, just like a short trip for essentials.
Do you use trip just for the casual run?
Yeah, exactly. Trip works really well for casual outings too, like a quick run to the store or even a short drive somewhere. It's not as intense as a long journey, so it keeps that laid-back vibe.
Because, the trip is translated into tabi in Japanese, and Japanese tabi means journey or something, but I guess that's not the same nuance.
Yeah, that's a really good point. In Japanese, tabi often does carry that sense of a longer journey or something more significant. In English, though, we just use trip really flexibly, so it can be a big adventure or just a short errand. I can see why that nuance feels different.
So the core idea of trip is go and come back or something.
Yeah, that's exactly it. The core idea of a trip is that you go somewhere and then return, so it's a round journey, even if it's just for a short time. It's all about that cycle, leaving, doing something, and coming back home.
But is it natural when you say, let's go to a trip or something, but this trip is just hanging out?
Yeah, that's a bit less natural. Usually you'd say something like, let's go on an outing, or let's just hang out, if it's casual. Trip tends to imply a bit more planning or a purpose, like a day trip or a vacation. So if you're just hanging out, a simpler phrase sounds more natural.
That's tricky part of English.
Yeah, definitely. English is full of those subtle differences, especially with words like trip or journey. But once you hear them in context, it gets easier. And honestly, you're doing great. Just keep at it and it'll click.
これむずいよね。トリップっていうくせにさ、旅って言ったり、でも英会話でトリップって言ったらもうちょっと旅っぽくなんだけど、こいつさっきトリップっつったもんな。買い物もトリップっつって、じゃあトリップって言って帰ってくることなのって聞いたらさ、そうそうそうそう。でもさ、普通に会話でトリップって言ったらどう響くっつったら、ちょっとそれは旅っぽく聞こえるねって言うからさ、むずいよな、そのニュアンスをつかむの。で、ランっていうのもさ、走るだけど、英語ではランっていう言葉は、ちょっと行って帰ってくるみたいな、その、ちょっとしたお買い物もランって言いますよ。でも実際に走ってないんですよっていう。で、ランって言ったり、トリップって言ったりさ、これをさ、日本人がその感覚つかむのって、まず無理よね。多分英会話をこう、重ねないとその感覚って多分、わかんねえ。から、とにかく、話し続ける。で、ニュアンスっていうか、それを蓄積していくしかないよね。この、イントゥイションって言ってたけど、こいつ。イントゥイションっていうか、その、勘だよね。五感っていうか、その言葉に対する感覚を養うみたいな。同じ言葉何回も使うんだけど、どんな文脈で使われてるかで、その言葉の輪郭みたいなのを掴んでいくみたいな。こういう時はこういう言い回しするんだ。こういう時はこう言わないんだ、みたいな。Okay. Let's give me some example for asking someone to hang out.
Sure thing. You could say something like, hey, do you want to hang out this weekend? Or I was thinking we could grab a coffee and just chill. Are you free? Or even want to do something fun after work today? Just keep it casual and open-ended, and it invites them to join in easily.
So, does chill mean hang out?
Yeah, exactly. Chill is super casual and basically just means to relax or hang out together. No big plans, just enjoying some time. So if you say, let's chill, it's a perfect invite to just relax and spend time together.
これもすごいよね。チルっていうだけでさ、ちょっと出かけないみたいな。ちょっとチルしないみたいなさ。この感覚わからんよな。Okay, give me more examples.
Of course. You could say something like, hey, do you want to just chill at my place after class? Or we should chill this evening, maybe watch a movie. Another one could be, if you're free later, let's just chill and catch up. So it's all about keeping it low-key and open.
Okay, what's catch up in this context?
Good question. In this context, catch up just means to spend some time talking and sharing what's been going on. So like filling each other in on recent events, thoughts, or just life stuff you haven't talked about in a while.
これまた難しいこと言ってますよ。catch up?
Exactly. So when you say you want to catch up, it's like saying, let's reconnect. Let me know what's new in your life. It's a really common phrase, especially when you haven't seen someone for a while.
So you mean the catch up means a kind of update or something?
Exactly. Yeah, it's like an update. You're filling each other in on what's happened since the last time you talked. So it's all about sharing recent news or just reconnecting.
Okay, I got the meaning of catch up. Just exchanging the recent information each other.
Exactly. You've got it. It's just that simple. So whenever you want to reconnect or just get on the same page, catching up is the perfect phrase to use.
And you mentioned reconnect. What reconnect means?
Good one. So reconnect just means to get back in touch with someone after a break. So it could be a friend you haven't talked to in a while or just rebuilding a relationship. It's a bit more intentional than just a quick chat. It's about re-establishing that connection.
Is this reconnect common phrase in casual conversation?
Yeah, it is, actually. People use reconnect a lot, even in casual conversations, when they mean getting back in touch after some time. So it's familiar, but still feels warm and intentional.
What do you mean by intentional in this context?
Good question. So when I say intentional, I mean it's a deliberate action. You're choosing to reach out with purpose, not just a casual offhand message. It's like saying, I really want to reconnect and put some effort into rebuilding that connection, so it feels more purposeful.
Okay, I noticed that you use your words really like based on context.
Yeah, exactly. I try to pick up on the context so that the words fit the situation, whether it's casual, formal, or just everyday conversation. If anything ever feels off, just let me know and I can adjust.
Now you said feels off, and I know what that means. It's a really new expression for me.
I'm glad that clicked. Yeah, when something feels off, it just means it feels a bit strange or not quite right. Like something is slightly out of place or off the mark. So it's a handy phrase for when something just doesn't feel quite right to you.
I'm glad now I know the meaning of feels off, feel off.
I'm really glad it helped. Yeah, once you get the hang of it, it's super useful. So if you ever notice something feels off in a conversation or a situation, you'll know just how to say it. Awesome job.
ちょうどね、1時間弱なりますけど、こんな感じでフレーズとかさ、イディオムとかさ、ちょっとしたこう言い回しみたいなもんをこう深掘ることもできるし、今みたいな feels off ってどういう意味だっけみたいなのもサクッとこう教えてくれるから、マジいいよね、この GPT 英会話。たまにはこんな感じでさ、このちょっとチルな BGM 流しながらこんな枠もやっていこうかなと思いますんで、まああれっすね、作業用 BGM として聞いてくれればいいっす。このシリーズはポッドキャストにしますからバックグラウンド再生できますんで、眠いなーって思った時に入眠剤に使ってください英語に興味ある人は、まあ、英語の勉強にもなりますよって感じで。ということで今日はこれぐらいで終わろうと思います。ご視聴ありがとうございました。おやすみなさい。